You are live. So let's check on YouTube real quick and see if we're live.
Hello,
I don't even
stream.
know how to
If
do that.
there are people here, it would be on your channel, you say? Philip
Should be.
Larson. You are
So,
live.
I am live.
And it shows
We
us.
are live.
All right.
Can you write something in the comments just so I know where the comments get? This is my first live, so.
Yeah. I have to reopen up the stream because I just closed it.
Oh, here we have comments. There we go. Siggy P, what's up? So, welcome to the show. How are you doing? You've been quite the missing person lately.
I have been MIA. I simply said just kind of lost the interest for making YouTube videos. But then my buddy Philip said, hey, you want to come on this live stream? And I am not against showing up and talking. I am against, the editing and the thumbnail. And, this is where it gets a little too much for me. But, I've had another person also ask to do a podcast with me as like a joint deal. I might do that, but I am not making the thumbnail and fucking editing and, no.
Well, I think your arm wrestling commentary is necessary. I think it's great. So you should do lives and unedited videos because I think it's always fun discussing arm wrestling with you, even if we sometimes disagree quite.
I would say frequently disagree. And the score is probably 50-50, something along those lines.
Somewhere there, there's been money involved, and I think we're kind of even right now. We're back to 0.
Okay, so I beat you on Mike and Zaranov, but then also you kind of you played the fence. You're like, I think Mike's gonna win, but I'm gonna bet on Zaranov anyways.
Yeah, just so we have the bet. So
Camille and Jerry, you got me.
Yeah.
I can't even think of other ones.
That's the last one.
That is the latest one, which honestly, as far as I'm concerned, the latest one, if I was 50-0, but then you beat me last time, that's all that matters. I have to get you. Sure. Yeah. Anyway, but so yeah, we've been pretty close.
Oh yeah. And we have Siggy P, we have the Drew and Obscene from 98 Arm Wrestling, or Obson. That's the comments I can see anyways.
Oh shit, that's actually a good question.
You mean my oh yeah, it's bigger. I'm a lanky guy. I have small hands and small wrists.
Okay, you know what? Actually, we gotta start this thing off right here. So I think Leonidas is gonna smash Brian, and the only reason why I don't think that is because of the shit you've been telling me. So I need like a sensible explanation why I should believe a guy who lost the round to Brandon Allen will beat the guy who went life and death with John Brzenk. Let's go.
Do you want to start there?
Yeah, we're starting there right away. Okay. I need an explanation.
The thing is, the reason why people think Brian looks so stiff on the table and stuff is because when he does these videos, he is actually actively learning, taking in information. So it's kind of hard for a guy when you tell a guy like, do this and this and this and that, and he has to try and remember that kind of takes away the fluidity. But then, and also might be the first time he ever does it. So of course it's going to look a little bit stiff. But then he takes that information and he processes it, and then he does 3,000 repetitions on getting that into his, making it second nature. So I do believe that the 6 or 8 weeks from when I went to Brian is going to be enough for him to actually be able to execute the plan where he will have the leverage advantage against Leonidas. And also, I will say that I do believe that Leonidas, the way he trains now, of course, he probably doesn't show everything, but I see him in an open arm top roll all the time right now against everyone he's pulling. And if he pulls open arm top roll against Brian, he's not going to win. Because he will give away side, which Brian will get, and then Brian will drop the wrist and add the shoulder, and he will press him. And I don't think there's a way in hell that Leonidas can hold the press. But I do think that Brian will easily press him 3 times. So unless Leonidas is doing something in the shadow and working a lot on his offense, so he gets Brian in a defensive position, I do not think he's going to beat Brian.
So you believe that Leonidas is basically just going to go and then Brian, it's going to go right where Brian wants. He's going to hop on top of it, and he's just too big, too strong. And because I do believe Brian's press is strong, it just always looks so uncomfortable, like as he's going there. Every time I've ever seen him on an arm wrestling table, he still looks like a strong man who's getting into arm wrestling. And when I watch Leonidas, he looks like an arm wrestler who has the physique of a bodybuilder. He looks like he knows what he's doing up there.
Oh yeah, like when I rewatched the video together with Brian with Schoolboy, I was like, when I was seriously trying to assess what Leonidas was doing, I was super impressed.
Yeah,
like he's a
good arm wrestler.
Yes, for sure. Then he has a lot of things that he has to work on with transitioning to stuff and not, we call it holding on, but like staying in a position where he's not efficient. When he has the ability to move, over commitment in certain moves, like he drops down maybe a little bit too far. He does hold on a little bit too much. So there are things that he could improve for sure, but so can everyone. Everyone has things to improve. But I do believe that Leonidas is a very good arm wrestler. It's just when you take it to, like, when you start comparing strength and leverages, I think Brian's riser is insane. There is no, like, the riser is strong from strongman. It's not like he comes in with a weak riser and he has to train that up. So when I was there, I could really not feel any direct weaknesses in the sense of muscular strength. Like, I didn't think his cup was weak. I didn't think his fingers were weak. I didn't think his rise or pronation. Nothing was really weak. But the reason I could control the match, or not match, but the training when I wanted to, is because I could disconnect him. So I felt like doors where you could knock him out of position. But if you let him go into position, he's super fucking strong. Like, there is no joke about it.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be, if Leonidas gets an offensive position from the go, I think it's going to be hard for Brian to recover. But I also think if Brian gets his position off the go, it's going to be very hard for Leonidas to recover.
So I take it you probably see each round being 3 seconds max.
No, I see it could be a little bit longer. I think Brian's transition from the top roll to the press is probably not going to be super fluid, but he's not going to overcommit in a way where he loses a position. I think he is smart enough to, if he feels like he's getting pushed out, he's not going to continue drive in. He's going to go back outside, climb a little bit, work his way back in, and make sure. So there could be long rounds.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm like, this is how I see it. I think there could be long rounds. There could also be, I would be very surprised if there were too many flash pins. And if there is a flash pin, I think it's Leonidas flash pinning Brian.
For sure. If someone, I don't think Brian can flash pin a toddler. He's just kind of slow.
If you've seen the latest videos he posted when he was pulling one of his dudes with a band, he's explosive. But the thing is, when you're not 100% confident in the connection and you're too explosive, you're going to hit yourself out of position.
Yeah.
So I was talking to Brian, and I'm not 100% sure, it's not confirmed, but I might be in the corner of him in his match. And if I'm there, I'm going to try to calm him down a little bit to make sure that he doesn't overcommit and put himself in a shitty position where he gets stretched out.
Yeah, the other thing I've also noticed is I think Brian gets a little too icy red up there and like, and I think if he does that, or if he doesn't shake that out eventually, he's going to struggle. Because I think Azra is one of those guys that has that. And I see him be willing to start positions that are super unfavorable for him because he just like, especially against Devon, left-handed, the rematch in Colorado. Azra from a technical standpoint did horrifically that match because he was just so fucking just say go versus Devon was like,
Alex is also a showman, and I'm not sure. This is only my speculation, but maybe he felt good because usually you feel kind of good against Devon unless you really pay attention because he is a master of setup manipulation. So maybe he felt good and he was like, I just want the match to start because this is my best chance, and you never know.
Yeah, and there are some setup tricks that you can kind of sort of hide from your opponent until you want to use them. Like, for example, I'll do this and I'll try to get my like this ridge line right in their hand like that, and I'll be down with my hand. Close your thumbs, close your hands, and then my opponent literally right as I'm closing my hands will be like, whoa, 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 he's cheating, and the ref's like, he didn't move. What are you talking about? He makes his open back up. I just close right back up. Close your thumbs.
Yeah, lower palm height is super fucking important.
Yeah, and they don't even realize they're getting fucked until literally right on go they feel all of it disappear. So it could be something like that where he felt like he was good, but yeah, I do think Brian might be a little too a little amped up. So I think you might be a good guy for his corner to just kind of lower the temperature a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I did when I was in the big losses corner, like Lars Chalet when he pulled in Denver. I was like, because he was too riled up. Yeah. And I was like, dude, you are controlling everything. You can just calm down and just make sure you execute your move. Don't care about like getting hyped up because you're too hyped up right now. So you're pulling your elbow off the pad when you shouldn't and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, Jeremy Parker's in the chat. Welcome. We have Mountain Piano and It's Cool Man, Diaz, Gateway Arms, see CBLA, Rolands Alandal, probably Swedish, Rolands Alandal. So that's the guy so far. So that's what I see. Anyway, back to the Brian and Leo. That's how I see that match going. It's a big possibility that Brian will win, and it's also, I think it's going to be on the ready go. I don't think anyone is really that good to be able to recover from a terrible position, but also like if Leonidas loses center, but he gets what he needs, that doesn't mean it's a bad position. But the thing is, if he loses too much and becomes too open, I don't think he can recover from that.
If Leonidas wins this way on go, I am certain he will win. If he can pull Brian open like this and Brian gets like this, I feel Brian gets really uncomfortable on this way, the losing side.
Depends totally on who has the height, in my opinion, because even if you win center, if you lose height, you get, as soon as you start going sideways, you're risking
eventually you start crumpling. But if he's knuckles high and just slides back 2 inches, Brian,
of course,
yeah,
of course.
I'm not even sure saying,
that's like saying, high. But if Brian gets his hand to the pin pad, I'm sure he will lose. It's like saying that. So yeah, of course, if he gets knuckle high 2 inches and has everything, there's no way he's losing.
Yeah. Well, the point I'm making is I think there are people where they can lose that and then they have a different look. I don't think Brian's going to have a different look. I think he's just done.
Well, I will tell him what to do. If that happens, like it's on the go.
Well, yeah. But even then, I just feel like, honestly, if I'll say right now, this will be my I guess maybe not hot take, but it's my prediction. This match will be a 3-0. I'm very confident that someone will sweep the other one.
I'm pretty sure. I agree with you that I do think it's going to be very hard. It's either 3-0 or a 2-0, 2-3 turnover.
Yeah.
But it's the possibility of that. I'm pretty sure it's 3-0.
Yeah, I'm confident one of them will get their position early on and the other one won't really adjust very much. It'll just kind of be, I think round one is the whole match. If this was a best of one, it would be equally as good at knowing who will win the super match as a best of 5.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
I hope it's only 3 rounds too, because if it's 5 or if it's like the 7-rounder,
it's a co-main event, so it's going to be best of 5.
Or you mean best of 7?
No, it's a co-main event. It's not the main event. It's like the second to last match.
I thought they're doing 7-rounders for the co-mains, which is that's exactly what UFC does.
If they do that, then it's best of 7. But because they're second to last. So then that if they do it like that, then it's the best of 7. So then it's going to be 4-0.
I only worry because I just don't want the match to be a slog. Like I don't want round 1 to be one-sided and we're all kind of sitting around through three more boring rounds. But just because there's going to be a lot of people watching who maybe haven't watched arm wrestling before. I don't want them thinking that it's boring.
It's going to be a lot of cheering. It's going to be a lot of even if Leo beats,
if Leonidas is winning, there'll be a lot of cheering.
Yeah, but even if he loses the first round, people are going to try and get him cheer on him to get back.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, Brian is going to be in enemy territory, so it's for sure he's not going to have a lot of people cheering for him there.
Yeah, I remember at East vs. West 12, the Devon chants, even when he was down 3-0, they were pretty intense. Like, it was like, but I think it's also because we got a taste in round one of like, it's possible. And then slowly it started falling away. So I think, yeah. Anyway, all right. We're talking about a different match now.
So I guess we'll start from the bottoms up. There's a few matches I don't really know that much about the people, but most of the matches I do, and it's going to be super fucking interesting. Let's just see if we have any questions in the chat we can go through first.
I also just want to point out the way you said Jeremy Parker was the most Swedish pronunciation ever.
Jeremy Parker?
You said Jeremy.
Jeremy.
It was the most sweet, like, it was as if he was a Swedish citizen.
Yeah, Jeremy Parker. Yeah. Well, I am Swedish, so.
You sure?
Yes.
I don't know.
So Coolman says if Brian wins, who could be next? And then some guy says maybe Matt. I don't think Matt wants to go back up to super heavyweights. Can I beat Mike Ford? Well, yes.
I mean, okay. The other thing is, which Philip are we talking about? Are we talking about, like, recently off injury Philip, or are we talking about?
Oh, recently off injury? No, I can't.
Yeah, but like the Philip that beat Matt Mask would absolutely spank Mike Ford around, and I'm good friends with Mike Ford. But
yeah, me too. But I would destroy him in a match if I'm in peak shape.
Yeah, for sure.
So. Yeah, let's bring up this card here. We have Duvan Bornman versus Andre Nikoneko.
So I have an expert opinion on this match, and it's because I don't even know who the fuck Andre is. But I heard some freaky shit about Duvan Bornman. Oh, yeah. I have heard from Riker's mouth to my ears that Duvan feels significantly stronger than Ryan Bowen. Like, he was like, I had basically said to him months ago, like what about Duvan versus Auden? And he was like, Duvan would totally spank him. And I remember thinking, like, it's his brother, I get it. And then I saw him kind of close to Portugal. I was like, oh, okay, he's actually pretty fucking legit. And Rickard says Duvan feels stronger than when he last pulled Bowen. I don't know who the fuck Andre is, but I just assume he probably is not anywhere near the level that I believe Duvan is. So I'm picking Duvan. Might be completely wrong. This dude might be a freak. There's a lot of freaks you've never heard of. But
yeah, the thing is, I've never heard of Andre either. Maybe if I just Google him real quick or check him on Instagram real quick, I might recognize him. Says he's German. So and I've been pulling in Germany quite a lot. So maybe I will know him from there. But by the name, I do not know.
Could Philip versus Brian be a match maybe sometime in the future? Someone's asking.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'll pull him. When I told him when I was there, when you feel ready, just challenge me and I'll accept.
Thing is, there's 30 dudes who would accept a match with Brian Shaw. I mean, pretty decent opportunity for whoever gets it.
Yeah, this guy Andre, he's been in WAF like bronze medal and European champion.
Duvan for your fucking bank account. Over.
I think Duvan will win as well, just because, like, I know Rickard is obviously going to oversell him a little bit, but I don't think he's doing it too much, because there's also some pride in if you like oversell someone that hard and then it turns out to just get smashed by everyone, then it's like, wow.
Thing is, Rickard was so humble to me the first time he talked about Duvan. He said Duvan might beat Auden. Duvan's stronger, but he doesn't know about that. Like, and in retrospect, he was giving way too much respect to Auden. Like, the only actual data point I have of him speaking about Duvan, he was completely biased the other way. So I get it. Like, Rickard, of course, is going to be a little biased for his brother, but he also, this wasn't him talking shit on a podcast. He was talking to me. Like, it's sort of, it wasn't like he needed to sell this to the world. I'm not even making videos anymore. Who gives a fuck what I think? But he was like, heart to heart, he was like, yeah, Devon is really, really, really special. I'm picking Devon.
Yeah, me too. We're We're gonna save this because I think after the event we should have another live stream where we have to bite the pillow if we're wrong on something.
I think we should.
But I will also say I'll be telling you which one I'm confident in, and those if I'm wrong in those, then it's gonna be we're gonna have to.
This
do
is
something
effectively
with money
me
here.
flipping a coin. I'm just picking Devon.
Yeah, me too. Artem Samson versus Alexei Sarakashvili or Savrashvili. Well, Georgian, picking the Georgian.
So I know Alexei. I don't know this other guy. Alexei pulled against Macarov in the GVW event. I think it was GVW. And off the top of my head, of course, he lost, but it was like a little bit competitive, a tiny bit, like 1%. I don't even know who the fuck this other dude is. I'm picking the Georgian. Give me Alexei.
I'm picking the Georgian too. And now, third. I don't think we can say much more about that match since we don't know him. If anyone knows something about that, he's huge on TikTok. Well, I don't use TikTok. I don't
really use TikTok.
The things I post on Instagram, I just log into TikTok and post, just to try and get a little bit more like eyes on the sport. Not that I'm a big name or anything, but I just feel like if I can show some people arm wrestling, I'll do that.
There are 2 people in the comments who happen to know who Artem Samson is, and they think he's the second coming of Christ.
Yeah.
All right.
But also,
I take it back. I'm picking Artem Samson.
I'll stay with the Georgian. So
actually, no. Alexei, I actually think won WAF. I'm pretty sure he won WAF in his category. So I'm going back to Alexei. WAF is like if you win WAF, you're like kind of good. You're pretty legit.
They're asking you if you can beat Schoolboy.
I think they're asking you.
Okay. Oh, me. Oh, I will demolish Schoolboy. There is no way he can top roll me, and there is no way he can hook me. So, yeah, I would crush Schoolboy.
Okay, people are saying he took first place in the Swiss Open, and I mean, I'm sure he beats 100 kg guys in Germany. So would Alexei. I mean, yeah, like any really elite low weight guy will beat anybody who isn't also like a super. I mean, even like we just saw this with Manifesto against Manuel Battaglia. Manuel isn't like an elite super heavyweight, but he's been at East vs. West, and he got thrown around by an 85 kilo guy. So I mean, like between the weights, there is much less difference than people think there is.
Oh yeah, weight doesn't really matter that much. It's strength. Strength matters. Movement matters.
Yeah,
like weight in itself doesn't matter.
The other thing is strength. Very negatively scales with weight. Like Mindaugas weighs half as much as you. If he was twice as strong, you would have no chance of beating him. So like the lower weight guys pound for pound are way stronger than the heavier guys.
Well, it all depends what you mean with twice as strong. If you mean like let's just give a number. Let's say he do 40 kg on the rise and all of a sudden he does 80 kilo.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, of course not.
Of course he's going to.
Of course not. He would beat Levon. So
yeah,
if he was twice as strong, he would beat Levon.
I mean, if Daniel Prokopchuk was 30% stronger, he would beat Levon. Which sounds crazy, but there are lifts he could do right now that are like elite level, super heavyweight levels of strength. Like if he were to go on a hook with Manuel Battaglia, just as an example, he'd probably beat him.
Oh yeah, for sure. But also as you get up in the super heavyweights, if you get hooked by a smaller guy who's for sure very strong like Prokopchuk, like just the leverage is going to make you like almost impossible to beat him.
Yeah.
So that's what it is.
It's a bit of a straw man because the thing is like, you know, being hooked by such a shorter guy, and especially because like Prokopchuk, I think in a hook is probably as strong as like some very good super heavyweights, but his ability to get there is way worse than some of the best. It's not even close.
Yeah. So, Masid, I'm not going to answer every question, and I don't know the answer to every question, so you don't have to keep asking who I can beat and not beat. We're going to find out in the future.
He would throw Tobias through the fucking table.
Not right-handed, I do believe so. Left-handed, I don't believe so.
No chance.
Or I have no chance left-handed. Yeah. I could be twice as strong and still not beat Tobias left-handed.
Yeah.
So this match we're getting to now is one of my favorite matches of the card, and it's the first match of the main card. And it's Rickard Boardman versus Lars
Whoa,
Horvath.
whoa. We just skipped Zurab and Mayan.
Oh yeah, fuck. Let's go back one. Go back.
I honestly was a little surprised that was one of your favorite matches on the card. I was like, really?
No. I missed.
All right, Zurab and Mayan. Listen, I love fading Zurab more than anyone else. This guy loses all the time. I'm picking Mayan.
Well, did Zurab beat Chance Shaw or did he lose to Chance Shaw?
He beat Chance Shaw.
He beat Chance Shaw.
But that's also Chance Shaw.
Yeah, but it's still, that's the only one I've pulled, I think, that Zurab has pulled.
What do you think? Have you pulled? You've never pulled with Bowen. You've been at the same event as Bowen, I think.
I've never been at the same event as Bowen or pulled him. I've never met Ryan Bowen.
Yeah, you actually haven't. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
But also Bowen today is not the same Bowen that Zurab pulled either. So.
Oh no.
They're saying Chance beat Zurab. That might have happened. I mean,
then I definitely pick Mayan.
Okay, they're saying, but also this is left-handed, and I'm guessing you pulled him right.
But Chance and Zurab pulled right as well. Yeah.
So I mean,
I would say it makes sense. I think Mayan is super fucking strong, so I'm gonna pick him. Zurab is he's probably not left-handed, is he? He's a right-hand puller mainly.
Well, he was right-handed, then he broke his right arm.
Oh yeah, I know. But he hasn't pulled anyone really left-handed as far as I know, at least not in the super match format.
No, so he came back and then he pulled Petro, got totally thrown around. And then, which by the way is one of the worst set matches in East versus West history. Zurab to come back and have to face Petro immediately off of an arm break when I don't think he could have beaten Petro before he broke his arm. So that was fucking evil matchmaking, frankly. But his left, I think, one of those things, you break your right arm, your left becomes way stronger, right? But I'm still picking Mayan because I thought Mayan was going to lose like twice in a row, and I was totally wrong both times. So
his cup is insanely strong. Like his hand is insanely strong. Like beating Jason Merlot, he was on a tear. Jason Merlot, and he just got manhandled by Mayan. So I do believe Mayan should be the favorite in this one. And it's also nice that it's a super chat from Houdini. Boy, man, thank you very much. Now I feel like one of those Romanian beggars outside of the store.
Well, okay, Phil, you gotta read what he says out. You gotta be a good streamer.
Yeah, shout out Philip for all you've fought through in life. Never quit, man. Continued success, Viking. Thank you very much. I feel like the only way to go is forward, and I'm never quitting ever. So the next thing after that, with Friends with Benedict, which is a hilarious name, by the way. Macarov went out on Facebook, I think, and said that he was upset that he didn't have a contract with East versus West when I had one. And where did he get that information? I don't have a contract. I haven't signed anything with East versus West, so I don't know what happened there. I want one, and if they offer me one, I will for sure sign it. But currently, I do not have a contract. So yeah, both picking
Rickard and Lars.
So next one is Rickard and Lars. Rickard Bollman and Lars
so
Bakken. If this was the Lars that pulled the
I think you're taking the words out of my mouth there.
Yeah, if this was the Lars that pulled now I lost his name.
Matteo Orangi.
No, the latest
Valera?
the Australian guy. Lachlan, yeah. If this was the Lars who pulled Lachlan, it would be an easy win for Rickard.
Mm-hmm.
But this is not that Lars, and I seriously believe that I actually see Lars as a slight favorite. I'm not going to say like a major favorite or anything, but I do believe that he's two extremes moves. Switching between those two will be hard for Rickard to beat. That's my opinion. I don't think, like, I'm not seeing there's no chance that Rickard's going to hook Lars. That's not happening.
I will say if 1/8 of what I've heard about Rickard is true, Rickard will throw Lars through the fucking pad and into the lowest chamber of hell. But I don't really believe it. I'm kind of, it came from someone's name who rhymes with dying blowing. So because of that, I'm a little skeptical, but he's told me some very good things about Rickard, and I've never been wronged by Bowen personally. So I have some good reason to believe that what he's saying is true. I am going to pick Rickard, but I'm not like bet the farm on Rickard confident. I'm like pretty damn confident, but I've also heard really good things about Lars. So it's that's what makes it interesting to me, is because like both of them looking at their previous matches is not really useful, because they're both allegedly improving significantly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Rickard is absolutely not a joke. But I do see Lars as a slight favorite in this match. I do believe he will win. Like, Lars' press is insane. And I think if he gets the press, he's going to win. And also, I think his King's move is very good. It's very hard to get through his hand when he sets the King's move. You have to do it before, or you have to climb out of it. Otherwise, and I'm not sure I've seen enough arm power from Rickard to think that he could be able to climb out that one. But we'll see.
I also do have to let you know, Rickard is fully sold out on arm bet, and Lars, there's like $20 on him.
I'll put some money on Lars.
Could be a big opportunity for you, but I am not touching that with a 6-foot pole. Fuck no. All right, now we're gonna act like we know.
How do you see Rickard winning? Like, what do you think? Do you think he will top roll him? Do you think he will press him? Do you think what?
I think he will go right here.
You think he will actually get this on Lars?
Now, Lars, if he King's moves to counter that, I think Rickard will need to maybe potentially flop press. But I just feel like Rickard has a little too much of just bulldozing elbow strength. Because I've seen Lars fail to bulldozing elbow strength that is far south of the amount that Rickard has. But
he has also been injured in his elbow, and it's better now. So the last matches he had, he was in terrible shape. Like, his elbow was fucked up, so that's why he couldn't even press.
The thing is, I always hear a story on one end of every single match where it's like, I hear like there's people like, for example, that right there, I should be thinking, oh man, Lars is going to kill him. But then I hear like, oh man, Rickard's throwing this guy around. Rickard's obviously going to win. So it's like I'm being pulled in two directions. So I ignore what anybody says. Now, from what you're saying, that seems like a pretty legit excuse. But it's also like everybody has an excuse.
He's had 2 or 3 stem cells treatments for his elbow now. I think it's 3. So his elbow is in good shape.
See, also, someone just said Lars lost to Bogdan. That loss to Bogdan has aged like wine. Like, I mean, if we're going to say losing to Bogdan is not that bad anymore, I don't think.
No, and also fighting. I was there in Arm Wars where that happened. And, like, when we were there, Lars, like, well, I don't want to pull. I everything hurts. I can't do anything. So I'm not counting that match at all, really. But and also Bogdan is a fucking beast. Like, just see what he did recently.
Anyway, so I'm picking Rickard, but I could there's the potential. If I pick Lars, I could look like a total idiot. And
no, you stay with Rickard. You stay with Rickard. I'll stick with Lars. So
I'm sticking with Rickard. Yeah. It's good also, so that way at the end someone can win.
Yeah. So next match is Sahin Takanaka versus Melik Sahin from Turkey, and I'll never bet against Diane.
I'm picking Ayana. I don't even know who this other girl is.
I don't know either that much, but I do know Ayana, and I'm not picking anyone else but her.
Now, I will say though, those fucking Turkish women. I mean, I'm gonna just say it how it is. Azra looked like Engen in a fucking woman onesie, so I'm a little bit worried about the fucking these Turkish women that might be having a little bit of fucking, might be getting the right stuff from the right people. So I'm a little fucking worried that Melik will just show up looking like who is that? Do you remember Alexandra Ozarova against that one girl at East vs West 14? Do you remember who? I forget. Elizabeth Machek.
Oh yeah.
I think Melik Sahin might be showing up looking like Elizabeth Machek and might get thrown through the fucking table. So
That's a possibility.
I'm not picking either of these fools. I'm honest. Well, I'll pick Ayane just because she's been looking solid, and she had a close match against Petrova, who's really good. But if Malik shows up and she's looking like a dude, I did not pick on this match.
No. Then we just erase this one.
True. So we don't even know what Malik Sahin looks like, and if she looks like a man, we did not make a prediction.
I'll check out. I'll check it real quick.
Okay.
Malik.
Oh fuck! Someone's saying that she ran over Azra on a hook. All right, off. I'm on Malik for your house.
Oh, this girl is very female.
Yeah, and also someone says she looks like a girl. Hold up now.
Oh yeah, she's very, very, very feminine.
Malik.
So
Sahin. Oh, is this that one like Turkish influencer girl?
I don't know. I don't watch influencers. But she has 3,000 followers, so I wouldn't say that on. But she is. I'm still picking Ayane. I'm not scared, but I'm also have I see the Ezra match here, right-handed, and we'll see what real quick. She just presses through. It was not in a hook. This was she went through like that shoulder. So, but that's also in a tournament. You never know what happened before, so it's hard to pick that.
True that. All right, I'm going back on Ayane. Going back because also that seems like a little too good to be true. Someone said Henry versus the loser of this match. I'd probably get thrown the fuck around. No.
But listen, if you could use two hands.
Oh yeah, I got that. I mean, like I think Mika. Mika can't beat me if I use two hands.
Said Mika something Vili?
Sacralize, yeah.
Sacralize, okay, yeah. Yeah.
I am the two-handed, like undefeated champ. I don't think I've ever lost with two hands.
Oh, but you never pull me.
I have to pull who is it? I have to pull Leroy Walker with two hands because Leroy is like kind of good at beating people with two hands. So that might be interesting.
He's a little bit worse. He's a little bit worse pulling people with one hand though.
The thing with the thing with Leroy is like if you use one hand and you're like, an okay top roller, he'll just be like waiting for you to pin him slowly. Yeah. But if you're using two hands and you're a twink, he might beat you.
Oh yeah.
All right.
CBLA says,
and Rustam.
just go quickly here. CBLA says, I keep saying how easy Rickard wins, but I want Lars to win because I think Rickard has been handed easy matches so far.
I feel like Schoolboy right-handed is not a pushover. That was not an easy match.
No. But also,
I will say though,
through the grapevine.
Well, you go.
Through the grapevine, one have heard something about Schoolboy's right arm shape at that day.
I did hear this through the grapevine as well. So and when two people hear something from the grapevine, it means that the grapevine was telling the truth. That's how that works.
Or it just likes spreading lies.
No. If two people, I heard this from better than the grapevine. I heard it from like the soil actually. I'm now remembering where I heard this from. It was definitely true. So yeah, he might have gotten a bit of a can.
Yeah.
All right, Betkili against Rustam.
I think that Rustam wins this, and the reason why is because Betkili is usually pressing, and press against hook, usually the hook wins.
So this was my exact pick as well. I think Rustam's going to win because I hate picking the taller presser. That never feels good. And Betkili is, I've never really seen him top roll, and if you're going to top roll and you're going up against Rustam, good luck. So I mean, he's gonna get sucked into some ugly looking hook. I don't even think he might not turn Rustam over. Rustam might just literally go, so I don't like a presser against a 5-inch shorter fucking compact as fuck hook puller. So I'm picking Rustam, but it's also lefty. And I know Rustam's left is kind of not as good as his right. Like I forget who it was. He had a match against someone who was not that good at GVW. And it was kind of like interesting. So whatever. I'll pick Rustam.
I'll pick Rustam too in this one. So we are in agreement. So
on
next
everything
match,
except for Rickard and Lars.
Yeah. Matt Mask. versus Imeric Perdines.
Now hold up.
Left
now.
hand.
Hold up now.
Left
Someone
hand.
has just said Vitali is not just oppressor WTF. I'm not saying he is just oppressor.
No.
But he will not do anything else against Rustam. I promise you. There's no top rolling Rustam, especially maybe his left is a little dodgy. I don't know about Rustam's left, but right-handed top rolling Rustam is a complete joke. So, like, I will just assume that his left is somewhat similar, at which point Vitali would be oppressor, and that would be his only chance.
Yeah, I agree. Vitali is not just oppressor, but I don't think he will top roll him, and I don't think he will win in a hook if Rustam's left is close to his right.
Yes. So basically, we are saying Rustam's left is somewhat near to his right. That's all that we're claiming. All right, Imeric Perdines against Matt Mask.
This one is hard because Imeric is pretty fucking good, but also Matt Mask has proven his left to be quite okay. I wouldn't say that the match against Kalinichenko really was the one that decided, because Kalinichenko's left was unknown at this time.
He did beat Dave Chafee left-handed.
Recently?
About a year and a half before the Matt Mask match. Yes.
Was that Knuckles Up?
Actually, no. I think it was like MAC or something. It was some
No. David hasn't pulled Mac. I don't think so. It could have been. It could have been the Global Elites though, or Magdas.
Dave. Yeah.
Yeah,
Magdas.
probably there.
Dave versus Sergey left. Oh no, I just can't find the video. Anyway, I promise it did happen.
Well, I'm gonna go with Matt. It's mostly because I don't want to bet against Matt. I think when Matt wins, arm wrestling wins, except versus me.
I always bet against Matt unless he's going up against a can, and he's going up against a can, so I'm picking Matt. And that's no hate to Imeric Perdines, but if I don't really intimately know your arm wrestling, you're a can until you beat someone who I know. That's how the rules work, right? And I remember him and I believe his name is Jonathan Breda, who I've also never heard of, got into some fucking match of the night bullshit at East vs. West 14. If you're getting into match of the night with a guy I don't know, I'm picking Matt Mask.
Yep.
That's my analysis.
So Matt, don't let us down. You're gonna win this one. The more you win, even though it's the left hand, the better I look. So just keep winning.
That's true. All right, Egla against Azra. Sorry, this is the influencer girl. Girl.
I'm gonna go straight up 100% to 0. Egla Vitalik's gonna win. I think Egla is just too damn strong.
Yes. Okay. I'm sure. Have you seen this girl before?
No, I don't think so.
She's very popular on Instagram, and actually, funnily enough, we were like hotel neighbors at Zurich. I saw her in the hallway randomly. Anyway, I am picking Egla for the house, the farm, your right and left leg, your mom's right and left leg, everything. No way an influencer girl is beating Egla.
She has she's been standing on the top of the world champion, so apparently she is a world champion.
I don't even care. If you're an Instagram girl, we're picking Egla.
Yeah, I'm picking Egla either way. Like, it doesn't matter. Egla is gonna win for sure.
Because listen, the thing with women's arm wrestling is you can be the world champion and you could be a mile away from the East vs. West champion. Because for some reason, I don't even know if it's for some reason, but some of the women who I think are like really, really, really good, they kind of get bored of just collecting their world championships. So Egla, I think, doesn't want to fly to WAF because she knows she's just going to go like this to every girl and win whatever. And that's not really satisfying for her because she's done that 20 times already.
And also she has to pay for everything herself and stuff like that. Or,
and maybe Lithuania doesn't pay athletes. I have no clue, but I'm sure if she
I don't think they do. I don't think they do. I think
if Egla was getting some kind of money, she would show up to WAF and she'd be training for it. But you know, what's she gonna do? Pay for her plane, play for her flight, show up, go like this 20 times and win her 30th world championship? Who gives a shit? Yeah. So that's why she doesn't show up. Azra is gonna get thrown through the fucking table. That's my pick.
Yeah. Agreed. We have a few things. CBLA asks when I will be pulling and if the injury is good. The injury is 99.9% good. I've trained super hard this week, so when I did some curls, I did feel a little bit of discomfort, so I stopped. But I also have been training like almost every day this week. My match, I have a match in June. I'm not allowed to say, well, it hasn't been announced yet, so I can't say who it's against. But I'm training hard, and I do believe, like this is the first week since my injury where I actually felt strong.
Hey, you've
Like,
also got a left-handed match, right? At
oh
Arm
yeah,
Hammer.
yeah, an arm hammer left-handed, but it's the party arm.
I don't even know who it is. I literally just saw on your story last night, so that's my level of knowledge.
Yeah, well, I pulled him in Lithuania, and the match was pretty close. Well, I dominated everywhere, but I had a little bit of a struggle pinning him. So it should be fun in a super match format to see how he ends up. CBLA also said that he wants Rickard to rise and succeed, but for the sport and growing appropriately. And he says he enjoyed the way I enjoyed the way you, Philip, have pulled Matt Grundy. I think you would have beat Pavlo easy, and also Willis. I think so too.
Oh, listen, I have talked to Brad, who has firsthand arm wrestled Matt and firsthand arm wrestled Pavlo. He said Matt would fucking destroy Pavlo. And that's not talking to someone who, a little bit over. He had a super match with both. So he's as qualified as you can get. He said Matt is way stronger than Pavlo. And I don't think Philip and Matt look particularly interesting. Now, obviously, styles make matches, yada, 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 whatever. But I don't think it's competitive at all. Philip would have probably destroyed Pavlo. And I like Pavlo. It's just true.
Yeah. I do believe I would be the favorite in those matches anyways. So next up, this one is a banger. It's Kazakh versus Kazakh, Alishan Muratov versus Artyom Morozov, left-handed, for the number 2 spot in the super heavyweights, right?
Probably.
Morozov should be number 2 in the rankings.
Yeah, he should be. So, yeah. All right. So this is a piping hot take coming from me. I have watched so much Alijan footage because I was getting prepared to bet on Devon versus Alijan left-handed, and I was going to bet my house on Alijan or Devon. I was going to bet on Devon to beat Alijan. Now it's Morozov and Alijan. I am quite confident when I tell you that I think Alijan is a significantly overrated arm wrestler. I don't think this guy is anywhere near as good as people think he is. Literally, the first comment I see is, I got Alijan, the guy is legit. I think Alijan is a complete fraud. Maybe not a complete fraud. He's good, but he's not as good. Like, he's not super heavyweight good. He's like a very good weight category arm wrestler. And when he goes to super heavyweights, he's gonna get blown through. That's my prediction. So I'm picking Morozov confidently.
Let's walk through all Alishan's matches. Like Cody Merritt, he smashed.
Whoa. It starts way worse than that. Him barely beating Petrenko.
I was going to come to that later, because then when he fought someone in his own class, Petrenko, that was a super fucking close match.
Yes.
So, and also, I have to say that Artem Morozov is, for me, a heavy favorite. I do believe that he's going to win.
I'm pissed off that you agree with me. I was hoping that this would be the one where I could get you.
Because like he pulled Ermis left-handed when Ermis wasn't really in a good shape, and he destroyed Ermis, and
they both destroyed Ermis left-handed. They both pulled.
Yeah. But Ermis kind of gave up because he just beaten Dave right-handed, and he pulled the first round, but then he kind of gave up.
Well, the other thing, people also tell that story wrong. Morozov also pulled with Revaz in a 3-1 grinder that same night, so Morozov was also exhausted.
Oh yeah.
People when they tell that story, for some reason they always mention, oh man, Ermis was tired, but they never mention.
No, but I meant he gave up. He gave up.
Yeah, he did. He did kind of quit.
He did kind of give up that match.
Someone said Rickard would kill Philip in an arm wrestling match.
Yeah.
Right now, maybe.
Hopefully, hopefully someday we'll find out. But yeah, I want to know what he bases that on. Why he thinks that. That would be interesting to know.
So also, okay,
Because
so
like,
someone
if we're talking about who we have faced and who has been higher ranked, I've faced higher ranked opponents and beat them. So I don't know where that comes from that they think he would destroy
kill
me.
you. Kill you,
Yeah.
to be clear.
Yeah,
Not
kill me.
just beat you, kill you.
Yeah.
Because also, like, I mean, just objectively, Rickard barely beat Pavlo, and Philip completely destroyed Matt, and Matt is significantly better than Pavlo per Brad Grundy, who's pulled both in a super match. So I don't see how this Rickard would kill Philip. If you think Rickard would win, fair enough. But like, I wouldn't. I don't know where you're deriving this confidence from.
Yeah, I would also like to know why they're where it comes from. Like, what kind of arm wrestling math you do to get that result. But of course, everyone is allowed to believe what they want. Someday, I'm pretty sure, like, we're gonna find out if our paths keep going like this. Someplace we're gonna meet up.
So also, bold take from Nick. It won't be close. Alajon is going to run through him. You guys have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll see.
I mean, like, here's the thing.
Morozov has way more impressive wins left-handed than Alishan does. So
I think what people are basing this off of was they both had a close match against Ivon Matyashenko. Against Ivon, Alajon at his very best, no excuses, was ready. Morozov was 130 kilo with an injured left elbow, and he looked exactly the same as Alajon did. Morozov is currently 140 something kilo and not injured. A lot of people think, oh, he's coming off an injury or whatever. Like, this idea that Morozov is in shit shape came from everyone else but Morozov. Morozov was ready to have the match. He was literally ready to compete against Devon left-handed. He was ready to go. And then he put out a video where he was kind of like, I'm coming off an injury. I may not be in the very best shape, basically saying he's not going to be at 110. And a little bit lost in translation, he killed the own hype for his own match, so it got canceled. But don't let that like sway you in thinking, oh, Morozov's going to show up at like 20%. Like, no, Morozov, he won't be in the same shape he was against Vitali, but he will be in a very, very, very solid shape.
Yeah, I think he's the favorite. So
Henry
I agree with you there.
Well, CBLA, I have not bet on arm wrestling in a long time. I actually, something I've never even really shared with people on arm wrestling, I guess, YouTube, so I'll share it now. I really am taking Power Slap very seriously. I bet on Power Slap, and I love Power Slap. I don't know why. I got really into slap fighting. So that's been my like obsession the last 6 months, is betting on slap fighting. I'm very good. I'm 10-0 on profitable events. So because of that, I haven't really bet on arm wrestling that much. I don't really follow as like 100% closely as I used to. But in the main event, I have a bet that I'm very confident on, and I'm making a potentially one-time return to arm wrestling betting to bet on this one. But I don't pay my rent off betting. So yeah.
Yeah, so we're kind of in agreement. Not the entire chat though. Like, I think we're kind of against the chat in the broad terms, but yeah, I do believe Artem's gonna win.
I got Morozov 90-10.
So this one is interesting, super fucking interesting. Arthur Macarov versus Mindaugas Theocitis. Who do you have in this one?
I got Mindaugas, and I think that I'm kind of going against the grain on this one. Maybe, I don't know, but I know that Mindaugas learns a lot between a match. I think he's very good at being like, fuck.
He does the same fucking thing every time.
But I think he makes some adjustments.
He makes no adjustments. He just does the same thing every time, just stronger.
Yeah, stronger, but then, maybe a little setup, a little bit there. And I also think against Macarov, honestly, I think the first time he should have beat him. I think he kind of got a little arrogant, feeling like he was going to win in the first round, and he wasn't training as super hard from what I've heard from him. So I'm picking Mindaugas. And also, Macarov is not some like unbeatable mutant. Like, we already saw Engen smoked him. Whether or not you want to believe that was a real match, I think it was. But I don't think Macarov is some like fucking unkillable giant that people describe him as. And that he has
lost
his hand
to
that no one can top roll.
Akimbo, right? Akimbo beat him. Left-handed.
Well, Macarov has like a mutation on his right, not on his left. So his left is like 30% weaker.
All right.
Also, Akimbo's left, a little bit slept on. He kind of had a close match against Samusha, so maybe I have to respect Akimbo a little bit more, I feel like.
Oh, yeah. but they're also very, very small guys. So what do you think, Auden versus Akimbo? Do you think Auden beats Akimbo?
I used to think Auden for sure. Now that's a good one to not bet any money on and just sit back and watch. I have no clue. Because, I think, honestly...
Right hand, I do believe that Auden will beat Akimbo. Left hand, and I think Akimbo will beat Auden.
My genuine, honest belief is that Akimbo sometime in the last year and a half has started blasting shit. And in the time period he has began blasting shit, he is now a fucking super mutant compared to the guy that Auden was previously saying he would beat. So I kind of like it would take one match with him to know. Like if he had a match against any East versus West guy right-handed and he beat him, I'd be like, oh, Auden has no chance, right? But needs to happen first. And there's plenty of these guys that look so strong and they have this match or whatever, and then they get one right-handed match against the real East versus West level guy and they just get thrown around. So it's kind of hard for me to know. Like, I would have loved to see him pull Macarov right-handed. If he was close with Macarov right-handed, I'd be like, for sure. But I don't know. But anyway, for this match, I'm picking Mindaugas.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to pick Macarov, but I also I'll be training with the Mindaugas tomorrow, so I need to know his play.
I literally am smelling some fence sitting right now. I don't get to train with Mindaugas, and I made my pick. You have to make your pick. No, none of this. I'll train with him, and I'll see how I.
Well, you obviously, I think he might make some changes to what he did last time, but honestly, I don't think so. Like, it's gonna be low hand, it's gonna be high, and it's gonna be back. And unless he has become so strong that he actually will get access to Makarov's hand, because Engin, whatever you think about the match, if you think it's real or not, Engin went over. He did not go to this way back into his finger. He went up and down, over and down. So it's a different lane, and I'm not sure that Mindaugas Riser is strong enough to do that. But I think it's way closer. I don't think Mindaugas is going to smash him, but I think
no way.
I think it's a very close match. And unless Mindaugas learned his lesson, he's going to lose. But I'm gonna have to give it to Mindaugas, a slight favorite.
Oh, I thought I was going to get you for a brief moment. I could taste you siding with Macarov, and then you came back around.
Well, it's also Mindaugas is, even though he's very smart, he's also very arrogant. So he might also just, you never know.
Thing is, I think the arrogance was last time. I think last time he was like, "I'm the champ. I ain't gonna lose to nobody." So I think he was.
He's born
but listen, whether personality, speaking, he's always like that. But then actually, how he trains and does things like that, he can be a little different. So.
But it's also every time you train with him, he will not start unless he steals everything in the setup.
Yeah, every practice has a guy like that. We all know that guy.
Yeah, but on all the YouTube videos where I pull them, or all the videos, it's we can stand there for 15 minutes before we start, unless I say just okay, let's fucking go. I don't care. Let's pull. So he needs.
And then after that, then the camera's on, and then you get pinned, and they're like, "See, Philip Larsen sucks."
Yeah. Well, Mindaugas beats Philip Larsen. Yeah, for sure.
Also, okay, so what happened to you, Henry? Basically, I just lost an interest in making YouTube videos about arm wrestling. That's all. And then, yeah, I'm just interested in slap fighting. I don't know how the fuck I got interested in this. I coach athletes in slap fighting. I don't know. I just got into slap fighting. It just shit happens,
But you're still interested in arm wrestling.
Yeah, it's not like I got rid of arm wrestling to go do slap fighting. I watch both sports avidly. I just don't make content about arm wrestling. That's all. But I still I keep up with everything. I watch every East versus West. I am as focused as I have ever been, but maybe that's not true. There was a time where I was super obsessed, but I'm still very into the sport. I watch all the interviews, everything. So I'm still very up to date. Anyway, I'm picking Mindaugas just because I would hate myself if I picked Macarov, and I got it wrong.
So next match, Samusha versus Manifesto, Alexander Teliatnik. He was very, very impressive against Vlad.
I agree. And honestly, okay, I'm dropping another bold take here. Okay, Samusha is one of the most overrated arm wrestlers in the whole league. He's good, and I get he's like 12-0, whatever, never lost title. Yeah, I get all that.
But he also never 4-0'd anyone.
That, and then it's also, you know, if you think Samusha's great and you think he's some unbeatable champ that we all have to, you know, bow down to, you need to think the exact same thing about Nerdlet Eiderhan by like this much of a difference, you know? So it's like he has had plenty of close matches where he just barely wins and pulls it out of the fucking fire. I'm not saying Samusha's bad. Of course, you don't become the champ by sucking. He's very good.
Oh, no.
But he is
but
not
he's the
like,
champ. He's the champ here. He's not the champ here. He's not
exactly
the champ. He's
like,
he's just
people
barely...
got mad at me on my pound for pound list when I had Samusha number 3. People were like, man, Samusha's number 1, bro. But every time he's ever moved up in weight class, he's gotten completely smoked. Like bad
Paul Lynn
smoke.
Crushed him.
I picked Paul Lynn to beat Samusha. People thought it was fucking crazy. And the match wasn't close at all. He was a 4.5 times on the betting. Like you could bet on Paul Lynn for a 4.5 times multiplier. That's how much people like fucking started dreaming about how incredible Samusha is. Like as if he would move up in weight and just completely dominate. Man, no one has a chance. But I think Samusha's good. He's great even. He is not some like unbeatable fucking dude. So because of that, I'm picking Manifesto just because I'm pissed off about the people supporting
And
Samusha.
also Manifesto beats Frank Lamparelli in a tournament. I know people say yeah, and I know people say it's like a super match, but it's not a super match. The tournament was just called like Super Match Italy.
Yeah.
They were just doing best of ones. So, yeah. And Frank had a good match with Michael Todd. He has had a few good matches. So,
beat Matt.
Yeah, he beat Matt Mask as well. So, yeah, for sure. I think Manifesto is quite the heavy favorite here.
I'm not sure about heavy favorite, but I am picking. Dude,
I would actually say heavy favorite. I'm gonna be super surprised if Samusha wins this. To be honest, I am. I don't think Samusha is fast enough. I don't think he's strong enough to be able to hold off 4 times.
I also think that
this is also a championship fight.
To beat Samusha, you have to turn over his pronator. You have to 100% of the time.
And I think he can do that.
And he's going to for sure do that. He's built the turnover a pronator. Yeah. So 100% he's going to get banging the hook exactly where he wants. Now Samusha might win in some fucking dramatic 4-2 whatever. But yeah, I'm picking him. I also wanted to quickly talk about the Macarov and Engen match. Quickly to backtrack here. I don't know why everyone is so confident that this match is fake. I get that we don't like Engen and he's a piece of shit. That's fine. You want to say that? Sure. But Engen beat Macarov and then got injured, so he technically lost to Macarov and then trained with a chip on his shoulder for like 6 months like a fucking animal because he's a nutcase. And then he beat Macarov. I don't think that's crazy. Like, I don't know why people talk about it as if like, man, there ain't no way unless if it's real.
There is for sure some biased reffing done there because every match started like 2 inches on Engen's side, like pad to pad center, 2 inches on Engen's side.
I agree with that.
Regardless
I don't agree with
rigged match or fake match or whatever, all we can say is like it was not a fair match. That's not. I don't think that's a hot take. I don't think that's.
It's objective.
I'm pretty sure some people would disagree, and some people, being Engen himself, probably would disagree. But you can just look at the match, and there's no way that's angles or anything like that. He started like way over on his side in every round.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and I would also say that I think people. What is it? People have this idea that somehow Engen's level just completely plummeted. Like if Engen came back today, he'd be good as fuck. Like people should realize that. Engen's a great arm wrestler. Even if you don't like him, it's fine to just admit he's a good arm wrestler. So it wasn't a fair match. I would agree with that. But I don't believe that Macarov like took a dive. Like, and I don't think people realize how disrespectful they're being to Macarov when they say that. You're also saying he's a piece of shit. You're not just fucking coming after Engen. So anyway, but I think
pay me enough and I'll be a piece of shit. I don't care.
I think the match was fair. I think, or not fair. I think both athletes attempted to win.
Yeah.
The refereeing might have been a little iffy. That's fine. But anyway, So I think Engen won legit, and I think in a fair match, Engen would beat Macarov. Anyway, all right, Dave and Ivon.
Like, it's Ivon's right hand. It's not as good as his left, or as what I think. And I think Dave is actually in super fucking shape right now, and he looks super strong. So I'm gonna pick Dave to win this one because, like, how he beat what's his guy's name? Sagov, yeah. How he beat Sagov, that's impressive.
Listen, I was so fucking sure Sagov was gonna win.
Mm.
I'll say,
but Sagov, you based that when we talked about it, you based that on the weights he was pressing in training.
Not that.
You said that to me, and I said that doesn't give a shit.
But it was like 50 different things that made me confident. Like that was the icing on the cake. I had 100 different reasons to think that Sagov was going to win. And I have concluded that Dave is just fucking in a way better shape than he was before. That's what I think.
Oh, yeah.
I think that the Dave that got thrown around by Camille, which now, fuck, man, Camille, that win is aging pretty, or that loss is aging pretty damn well. Losing to Camille ain't so bad. So, yeah, I've got Dave, and I've got him for your bank. I'm pretty confident Dave's going to win.
Me too. I thought you were going to pick Ivon there because
you're
always betting against David.
Like, I think we've agreed the whole way, except for Rickard and Lars, and I'm going to get that right, and then I'm going to beat you 1-0. It's lame. So, yeah, it's horrible. Anyway, Leonidas
we might disagree here.
I'm picking Leonidas, and I think you're picking Brian, so we'll have at least one.
Yeah, that's... But the thing is, I pulled Leonidas. Well, that was only left hand, though, in Vienna, and he wasn't fresh, and I wasn't fresh. But it doesn't matter. He feels very strong. But the thing is, strength is not something that Brian lacks either. And what Leonidas lacks compared to Brian Shaw is leverage. But we started off with this match. I don't really think we need to go through it anymore.
Okay, one second. I just need to quickly address. Someone said, I remember Henry thinking Sagov had chances against Vitali. Take a fucking deep breath. You would not find a video of me saying that Sagov will beat Vitali, okay? I was a little high on Sagov. I will admit, I apologize. But I never once said Sagov will beat Vitali, okay? But let's just fucking lower the temperature here a little bit, okay? I never said Sagov will beat Vitali. But, I was a little, maybe a little delusional. I had Sagov on the pound-for-pound list. I'd probably take him off now. My bad. But, yeah, I never said Sagov would beat Vitali, okay? All right.
So we've talked about that match in the beginning. So
yeah,
let's just say I do believe Brian is the slight favorite. I'm not going to say big favorite, but I do believe it's a slight favorite.
I'm going to give Leonidas like 70-30. I think a decent
heavy favorite. Yeah.
Well, okay, 70-30 for me is a slight favorite. I don't do this like 60-40, 55-40. Like most of my picks are pretty
51-49.
Yeah, like I never do that shit where it's like 50-50, but I'm picking Listen, 70-30 for me requires a lot to get to squeeze that 30 out of me. I'm 90-10 on all of them, and I'll be wrong on 5. But that's how I operate. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Finally, main event, Devon and Vitali. I'll let you go first.
So I do, after the left-handed match, and this is probably the same kind of what do you call it? As everyone thinks, after the left-handed match, I do believe it's closer. Before the left-handed match, I thought that Devon would for sure smoke Vitali right-handed. But seeing what I saw there, I don't think it would be fair to Vitali to say that Devon is such a major favorite in this one. I do still believe he is the favorite, but I would not be super surprised if Vitali could take it.
So, in my opinion, the only way I see Vitali beating Devon would be some type of Todd Rowley type thing or a flop press. And I don't think either of those are anywhere even fucking close to beating Devon. I think Devon is going to completely embarrass Vitali, and I will fucking put my ego on the line here. I will probably be betting at least $5,000 on Devon. If Vitali wins, I probably lost at least $5,000. And, you don't need to shit talk me in my DMs about it, but, it'll probably happen. But, yeah, I am as confident gets. I think Devon is going to absolutely embarrass Vitali. Anything other than that, and I will admit I was wrong. But I think from round 1, he will stop him directly in the center, hand won't budge. Vitali won't have anything. I think it'll be that bad.
Okay. Well, then we disagree in the sense that I don't think it's going to be that bad. But
Yes.
there is also a possibility that Devon will load up and then he will drop and then it's going to stay in the center and then it's going to, if it stays in the center there, it's over for Vitali.
See,
and then
I disagree that Devon's going to drop. I literally think he can stop him right in this. Like, I think he can go arm on arm with Vitali and be very close to them. Left-handed, no.
How?
Because, well,
the thing is, like, Devon has had so many right-handed matches previously. Sure, he's a different guy now, but Leonidas hasn't. Leonidas. I mean, Vitali hasn't even had anyone really stop him right-handed, except for Michael Todd.
Except for Michael Todd, except for all the guys that stopped him.
But who else? Who else stopped him except for Michael Todd?
He's gone up against a bunch of only hook pullers. So if you go up against Zaranov and Morozov, yeah, you won't get stopped. If you go up against Dave, fucking edge of life, like neck hurt Dave, you're gonna win. But I've never seen Vitali actually.
He was 20 kg heavier now. 20 kg heavier.
Thing is, but my issue with him is that Vitali only goes up against hook pullers, and anytime he goes up against a top roller, he looks like a disaster. Like against Michael Todd, that first round, if Devon looks anything like that, it will be horrible, 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 horrible. If Vitali were to have wrist cracked and his pronation's a little giving in the center of the table, if Michael Todd can do that, Devon will do horrible things to Vitali. If Michael Todd can do that. And then after that, watch Michael Todd in Hermes and watch Devon in Hermes. I think it's totally in the hand, completely different levels. I also think Devon's inside strength is way different than it was before. So I think looking at some of his older right-handed matches, you see him opening up a little more, and he's a little more of an open armor. I don't think he's like that. I think he's showing
recently
up the
center. He hasn't really lost center on right hand against anyone. Recently.
Yeah. I think now right-handed, he is an orthodox arm wrestler that has a king's move in his back pocket when he absolutely needs it. But he is a stand-up, high knuckle, slide back. He can come forward in a hook, press, everything. He's got it all. And Vitali,
I'm not downplaying Devon's strength. He's insanely good, but I do believe that Vitali is a little bit unknown in his current shape. I think he could possibly deliver more than we expect. I think there's a possibility that he could do that.
That would be, like, I'll say right now, every Vitali that's previously stepped to an arm wrestling table would get smoked by Devon. But if Vitali's like a new man, okay, sure, I'm cool with that. But I also think Devon's kind of a new man. I think he's going like completely crazy to win this match as well. I'm willing to admit if I'm wrong at the end, but if it is anything other than by round one, you already know the winner, I will admit I was wrong. But I don't think this will be just based on.
But you're 100% sure it's going to be 4-0.
100% sure. Maybe fouls or something like, or false start, like, Devon and Gennady, we saw that. But besides that,
Devon is not going to foul if he's in control.
Yes. Except for Gennady, where he was way like 50% stronger than Gennady, and he won 4-1, and I had to shave my head. So because of that, I don't really. Ever since that, I got PTSD. I can't ever be confident about a 4-0, but I'll say
but you don't have
Devon's hand won't touch a pad. Devon's hand won't touch a pad. No way. I'm pretty sure it'll be. I think round one. If I were to maybe give a little less of a delusional prediction, round one, Devon high knuckle right off the rip. Vitali will kind of have his pronation and go a little sideways. Devon will be like right about here, and then he'll slowly turn him over. And at that point,
or will he keep flat or kick back?
Keep flat.
Devon will for sure. Do you think Devon will stay?
He can kick back if he needs to.
I think he will kick back. If he gets pulled out here, he will kick back to get.
There will come a world he may need to do that, but I don't even. I think, genuinely, at the risk of sounding delusional, I think he's just going to make him look like a kid. I think it'll be so bad. But that's also assuming it's the same Vitali that faced Michael Todd. If it is, no chance. No chance.
I'll give Devon a 70-30. Of winning, but I would not be super fucking surprised if Vitali wins. Like it's not like oh my god, I never thought that could happen, but it's like Vitali is. I've drunk the Vitali Kool-Aid. And also
I personally have spit it up.
You drank it before, but now you're done.
I drank it, but I'm over it now. After the Michael Todd match, where I did think Mike would win, but to see how rendered useless Vitali had to be before he won, he had to do this move that he hates doing and fucking beg the referees to make him win. After seeing that, Devon doesn't beg the referees for a win. Devon doesn't barely squeak by, 1%. I don't think Devon has done that ever. In the whole history of East vs. West, has Devon ever barely won a match? He's barely lost a match, but like every single time he wins, it's pretty dominant and not really that interesting. That's just the truth of it. He's not actually been in a single like match where at round 2, you're like, oh my God, who's going to win? That hasn't happened in a long time. And I think it's going to be the same.
100% sure. I'm 100% sure that neither of them is going to lose their pronation.
I agree. Well, I know I would bet my life that Devon's not losing his pronation. Vitali might lose his later on.
I'm pretty sure he won't lose his pronation. I think it might be Vitali will lose his rise, keep his pronation, and then Devon will top roll, get into a press, and go from there. There is no way, I don't see there's any way that Devon top rolls Vitali to the pad.
I would agree with that, but I also don't see any way that Devon will ever lose this or this.
No. I don't think he will.
And I have a hard time picking someone to beat Devon without taking something from him. Like to think that Devon will have all of his power and he'll be fully connected. He'll have high knuckle, everything, and someone will blast through him 4 times. I just find that so hard to believe. And I know that he's not losing those 2 things. No chance.
Now it would be surprising if it did, especially. But the thing is, if it's a little bit about the setup, but also
Deeps. I'm talking in East vs. West. I understand 110 years ago he barely beat Jerry. If you think him and Jerry is interesting right now, I don't know what to tell you. And I understand he barely beat Travis 110 years ago, and he barely beat Michael Todd 110 years ago. I'm talking recently. Recently, he has obliterated everybody. That's just the truth of it. No one has ever been close to him other than Gennady, and he came back and made it look like an embarrassment. And then Levon obviously throwing him around. And this is why I've also always bet on Levon, because Levon throwing Devon around is so impressive when you realize how good Devon is. So, yeah. Anyway, back to your point.
I forgot my point.
Anyway, point is, I think. Anyway, well, I think we're talking about how if Devon has the high knuckle, I think there's no way he would lose if he keeps his pronation.
There is no way that Devon will not get his position in the hand. But also like the coverage there, but he's gonna crack Vitali's wrist. He might also crack his own wrist when Vitali goes sideways. I don't think Devon will be dumb enough to try and maintain his cup in that sense. If they both hit hard outside, they're gonna end up like this. And whoever has the high position will win from there. And I do believe that Devon will have the high position from there. And then he will bring in his shoulder and then it will pin. There is no way any one of them is going to try and top roll to the pin pad because no one is getting that pronation from the other guy. There's not happening. I don't think that's happening.
Now, but you would agree if someone takes someone's pronation, it's 100% Devon taking Vitali.
Oh yeah, if that were to happen, then it's Vitali losing the pronation for sure.
Because Levon has never actually been able to turn Devon's pronation over ever. Every time, like round 1, he tried to
Levon doesn't pull for pronation with his cup. He pulls for rise. He attacks rise with the cup, not the pronation.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not like he's attacking it. I think there is a chance that he might get the pronation. And also, like when you saw the match, this was probably left-handed. Yeah, left-handed Marozov versus Devon in the after pool where all shit went down. Left-handed, Devon lost all his pronation, and he cracked his wrist with frame pronation, so to say, fully supinated, turning over.
Yeah.
So. But I have also seen, like, I don't remember who it was against, but I'm pretty sure I've seen Devon using a few years ago, at least two years ago, where he had to go on frame pronation on his right hand in the King's move. But
now,
lately, I haven't seen it. So.
And Deeps just said he couldn't pronate through Georgi. So watch Michael Todd and Svetkov, and then go watch Michael Todd and Vitali. I mean, not even slightly close. Like they have completely different levels of wrist strength. As well, that match was, I know we're getting old, that was in 2023, I think. Maybe it was in 2024. I think it was in 2023. It was December 2023. It's been, we're coming up on 2.5 years now since that match. So, like, I understand we can look back at those, but I think now Devon is significantly stronger than he was back then. I think even back then he wasn't in a great shape, especially for the Svetkov match.
I think he was in a pretty decent shape, but the fact is that Svetkov's hand is incredible.
Well, okay, I think he was in a decent shape against Levon. I know that between Dave and Svetkov, he was barely training. He thought he would just roll up and beat Svetkov. He was a little impressed at how strong Svetkov's hand was, but I don't think Svetkov was ever even slightly close to actually winning the match.
No, for sure, no.
Yeah, he was able to hang in there and be tough, but he was not able to win.
Mm.
Someone said, I feel sorry for Henry.
Why?
Well, if Devon wins, even if it's not how I think, I don't really care. Devon will win. And what makes me so reassured in this is even if I'm wrong, it will turn into a close match, and Devon will win in a close match. I think Vitali needs to just be overwhelmingly powerful.
So what if Vitali flashes Devon 4 times? Then you will lose 5K.
I have lost large bets before. This will be the biggest bet I've ever lost, but yeah, I'd be okay losing it. It would be an interesting way to go. I would be quite surprised, but yeah, that's not happening. That's just not happening.
It's going to be interesting. Even, let's just play with the imagination now. If Vitali beats Devon, that is going to be really good for arm wrestling matches for those hardcore arm wrestling fans.
Yes, because then I also think the other issue is that I dislike this result for arm wrestling because Devon will win so easily that afterwards he will face Levon and he will lose again. And then who do you put Devon up against? Because Vitali's the boogeyman, and he already beat Vitali really easily. So, and then it kills all the Levon hype. Like I've seen Robert Baxter saying this is simply delusional. If Vitali loses, he should not face Levon. I've heard that, like, no matter what, Vitali's facing Levon next.
Oh yeah, no. I don't think that might be a good idea either, because like Styles doesn't make that much. Like,
exactly,
you won't lose. There is no one who will lose in the top 10. If you lose to anyone in the top 10, you're not going to be winning against Levon.
If you lose or get stopped in your match, it's over.
Pretty much, yeah. That's how
you need to be on a dominant, violent run, unlike anything else. Okay, then sure. Like Hermes and Levon, this was another great spot. Everyone was calling me delusional again. I said Levon would completely embarrass him. The chat was looking just like it looks right now, where they're like, "Man, what's this kid talking about?" And Levon didn't get budged a single time, and he even pinned him slowly in the 5th round. So it's the same thing where I've noticed once a year there is a spot that is unique where people kind of drink Kool-Aid on one guy for no reason. And I think this is the once a year spot that has shown up. It was Devon and Dennis was the last one where people for some reason thought Dennis would beat Devon. It made no sense. This is the next one was Levon and Hermes, and now we've got the 3rd spot. It's right here, Devon and Vitali. I don't actually see how arm wrestling results have warranted this hype. I see how hype has warranted this hype and getting excited and, oh man, Vitali, the big Russian. But I just don't actually see the arm wrestling that's shown that Vitali's on this level.
The only person he struggled with was Michael Todd. So I do believe that the hype for Vitali is valid. It's justified.
Do you think Devon would struggle with Michael Todd right now?
To pin him, yeah.
Do you think in the hand and wrist he would struggle with Michael Todd at all?
No, but no one does really.
Well, this is what I'm saying. So you're basically agreeing that Vitali, hand and wrist-wise, is going to be completely destroyed. He lost his pronation against Michael Todd. Round 1.
He didn't lose his pronation.
Yeah, he did. Round 1, Michael Todd went like this, and he had like a good bit of cup engaged. Vitali was...
He went like this. That's
he
a different
wasn't
story.
totally turned over, but he wasn't straight either. He was probably like that right here and then fully open. You
He
would
was
agree.
never in this position. He was like this, and then he went in. He
But
went in way early. He had a plan that failed, but so what he did was not the best thing in retrospect, like in hindsight. But it's like I don't think there's anyone in the world who will keep their wrist against Michael Todd. I don't think Levon would do either, unless he just hits so.
Well, okay, you're talking at the end of the range.
Yeah, because it's impossible to get Michael there. It's impossible. So I don't think Levon can do it either. Maybe Levon can pull so hard out, so he will just keep his wrist and pin Michael through the hand without climbing because he's strong enough to do it.
So in my opinion,
he could flash pin Michael.
That's what I think he would have flash pinned him 4 times.
He could flash pin him through the rise, through Mike's rise.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't just go sideways through Mike. You absolutely have to go like that. You have to go up, back.
Yeah,
back,
but
back,
I don't.
back.
I honestly think there's a possibility that Levon might not have to do that because Levon might be so strong. But you cannot. I'm 100% sure that Levon cannot go sideways straight with Michael, but I don't think he has to climb that much either.
Yes,
there is a chance that he can just pull that way and go down.
Yeah, I think directionally, as long as he goes this way, he would pin him. And the other thing too, like Levon is a sneaky, smart arm wrestler. I think he's so strong that people think that we just say to each other that he has bad endurance and he's dumb. But I actually think he's pretty good in a long match, and I think he's very smart and he makes good adjustments and he understands arm wrestling. It's just he doesn't need any of that shit. He's just too strong. But when he will eventually, or if he ever gets like seriously challenged in some long, drawn out, slow match where there are technical adjustments to be made, I think he's going to make them, and I think he'll look very smart. It's just he doesn't have an opportunity. But that's why I wanted the Mike match so bad, because I think he would have been challenged to not just smash and kill. He would have had to maybe at some point do some adjusting, and it would have been just interesting to see Levon stop himself. But yeah, I don't think he would have. I don't think Mike would have.
I still want to see the Michael and Levon match. I understand if Levon doesn't want it unless he considers himself in the top 5. But I mean, I still want to see it.
In my
think
opinion,
it would be interesting. Even if it's a 4-0 flash pin, I still want Michael to have pulled Levon in a super match at East versus West. I don't care about the results. Like, I just want to see it happening because it's going to be legendary. Imagine if he stops him once. Like, that's going to be
dreaming, but it's never going to happen. It's for sure done.
Probably not. We know we can probably not stop dreaming about it, but yeah, I still would have wanted to see it. But I mean, like, deserving. It's like, do you want to see it or don't you want to see it?
Say it again.
There's a guy there who says Michael Todd doesn't deserve it. He got destroyed by Ungarbayev.
Well,
but that's a different
105 kilo Mike, yeah.
Yeah, different Mike, and also, I don't really care. I still want to see it.
Also, okay, CBLA, Levon will lose the next match. Devon and Vitali will be the champion 2026, and if it's Devon, he takes the GOAT spot, in my opinion. I don't understand. Like, these are the people who pay my pockets every Levon match. I don't know why people keep thinking Levon's going to lose. In my opinion, Levon matches are no longer interesting. I think he beats everybody. I'll only be interested if Devon obliterates Vitali. Then I'll be like, okay, I'm excited. But like, it needs to be obliteration.
We got to send Levin someone. I mean, so why not go Michael and then the winner of Vitali and Devon?
I mean, the thing with throwing Mike in there, Mike's barely won. Like, I get, like, Mike's, we want to see it from a technical standpoint, but I believe that we need to be sensible with, like, for example, there was a time where I think it was Coach Ray saying this. They were like, we'll just throw anyone in the top 10 at them, whoever Levon wants to face. But it's like, you've also got to sell pay-per-views. You got to have people interested. You got to have people watch the press conference. And that just isn't going to happen against anybody other than Devon or Vitali. And it will not happen if Vitali loses to Devon. It just won't. No one will be excited if Vitali loses to Devon and then his next match is Levon. It just doesn't make sense. The only reason why they would do that is to set up Devon and Levon to be even bigger. Like, Devon smokes Vitali, Levon and Vitali. Maybe Levon has a little bit of trouble. And then, oh my God, we're fucking salivating waiting for Devon and Levon 3. I get that idea, but besides that, you're sacrificing a lamb to get 2. That's the truth of it. That match would suck. No one would be interested in Devon or Levon and Vitali if Vitali loses. So the person who I'm fine with Levon being inactive, let Levon be inactive and poll once a year and have it be against someone who's actually interesting.
Someone says that this sport is reaching critical mass. Unfortunately, a lifelong fan, but in just 5 years, our entire field is going to be tissue paper weak. Do you mean because what do you base that on?
I think he does have a point in the sense where I do agree that we are running out of matches to make to a degree. I think it's becoming, but I think what they're doing,
they're also
bringing a lot of new guys in.
Yeah.
That's what they have to do. They have to bring in lots and lots and lots of new guys.
But they have to. They kind of have to deserve it. Like they kind of have to deserve it in a way. They have to be active and be pulling and winning and showing that they're actually worth something.
Yeah.
So,
but I do think that the super heavyweight is going to die off because I think the super heavyweight.
I'll make sure it gets alive again.
The super heavyweight is only getting boring because.
Do you see how big I look now?
Looking humongous. I think people are just getting bored of super heavyweights because of Levon. I think Levon has killed the hype. If Levon were to retire, it would actually be good for the sport, which is horrible to say that, but it's just true. Yeah. It would make the number one title way more interesting.
It would also be good for the sport if someone beats Levon.
Or that, yes. Because the moment Levon loses, holy shit. First things first, the rematch is huge. That's the first match. Then if Levon wins and it's 1-1, the rematch is pretty huge. And, maybe Levon loses twice in a row and now he's the hungry contender, right? Yeah. It's just like,
comes in 240 kg.
I don't want to dream. I just don't think it's going to happen, but I would love for it to happen. Anyway, I think it's about time to wrap it up. Would you agree?
I think so too. I got to piss so bad.
All right.
Well, thanks everyone for watching, and hope you enjoyed it. And we will do a post East versus West 23 event as well, live, where we discuss how wrong we were, and whoever loses.
Yeah, because we pretty much agreed the whole way through, I think. So,
yeah. But that doesn't mean we're right.
Yeah, we'll be equally right or equally wrong.
Yeah, except for Brian Shaw, and I'll say. I'm not going to bet against Devon, so we do agree that there, but we are disagreeing on how easy it's going to be.
Yes, and then also Lars and
Lars. Yeah.
Now, for the record, though, if Devon gets bumped a little bit off center, I'm not wrong. Okay, I'm wrong if wrong. I'm wrong
unless
if he's
Devon does
here.
This. You're wrong because that's how confident you were. If anything happens this way or this way, you're wrong.
All right.
Well, you said he would do this.
I'm not sure if I ever said that, but sure, I said that. We'll just decide I said that.
We'll decide that. No. But
if Devon wins in a very dominant fashion, and we agree it was dominant,
then you're gonna win. Points. Then you're gonna win this one. But if he wins, but he has to struggle,
you win.
Then I'll win it.
And if Vitali wins, we
win
both
big. Lose. We both lose.
Well, I think you win if Vitali wins. Even though you picked Devon, you were respectful of Vitali's chances.
Okay,
I was not.
Fair enough. I won more than you anyways.
Yes.
But that's fair. That's fair.
All right.
Well,
thank you everybody for tuning in.
Thanks everyone for watching and coming in and saying hi and stuff like that. And good night. Have a good one. Ending stream. End stream.